Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, March 6th, 2023. Thanks for watching. Well, I'm back from a much needed vacation last week with some new numbers. And I'll tell you what, when I got back from vacation, it was like all of a sudden spring has sprung. This just market is going crazy. I showed some houses over the weekend and there were 22 offers on one house, 28 offers on another. Another one had 9 offers. So it's all of a sudden we are here in the spring market. So if you're sitting around waiting for the spring market to come, don't wait any longer. It is here. So a quick look at some of our McHenry County numbers from the last 7 days. We had 114 new listings. We had 127 go under contract, 89 closed sales. We have 24 price changes, 2 expireds, and 44 on the private network. Now, I did look at the numbers last week, even though I didn't do a market update, because I was on vacation, and I thought that would be rude to do a market update from Mexico. Seemed like just not a very nice thing to do. So I saved you from that. But I did look at the numbers, and last week we only had 84 new listings. We had 115 under contract, 68 closed sales, 14 price changes, 1 expired, and 37 on the private network. So here's the thing that I'm seeing. Number one is we actually had more new listings this last 7 days than we did the week before. But if you look at what the MRED is saying, so the entire Midwest region, or sorry, the northern Illinois region, the MRED that we use here in the Chicagoland suburbs, we actually had listings that were down this week from last week. So McHenry County, we actually saw more. So one of the things to keep in mind, anytime you're hearing about numbers in the real estate market, you have to keep in mind that things are hyper local. So McHenry County might be different from Cook County. Southern Illinois is going to be different from Northern Illinois. And of course, when you're listening to national numbers, you've got to keep in mind that we are not in the same market as California, Florida, Arizona, even the Northeast. They're all different markets. So you have to keep in mind, anytime you're listening to numbers, you have to keep the local numbers as what's going to affect your personal home value. So I can't hammer that enough. But again, we don't have enough new listings. So once again, we're going to talk about the 3 I's that always impact our housing market. We've got the inflation numbers, interest rates, and inventory. Okay, those are always going to be the key indicators that are going to affect our prices, our days on market, when it's a good time to list. All of those things always come down to those 3 indicators. So right now we have what's called stubborn inflation. So all the economists, when they're talking about our inflation reports that are coming out, which is when they're looking at the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, that number is not coming down as significantly as the federal government would like, which is why they continue to raise the prime rate, which again, the prime rate is not the mortgage rate. The prime rate is the rate at which banks are lending, the federal government is lending money. That's the only thing that the federal government has control over as in terms of inflation, is the rate at which they are loaning money. So that affects your car loans, your HELOCs, any secondary loans are going to be affected by the prime rate. But the mortgage rates are responding negatively to the CPI indications and the inflation reports that are not coming down. So since inflation is not coming down as quickly as the federal government would like, we are seeing those interest rates go up. And right now, in January, we actually saw home sales increase because we saw those interest rates coming down. Now we're seeing those interest rates going up again. So we are seeing some of those things pull back. But here's the thing. In McHenry County, if we're still seeing 28 offers on a property, 9 offers on a property, how much is it really curbing inflation if we're still seeing these multiple offers? Here in McHenry County, it doesn't seem to be affecting our market. We're still seeing prices stay very strong. We're still seeing multiple offers on almost every property that hits the market. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? Again, hyper local. Another thing to look at is those price changes. The price changes, only 24 price changes this last week. And when I pulled specific numbers, in Crystal Lake, we currently only have 64 properties for sale, only 64 for the entire town. And of those, we had only 16 price reductions, and most of the price reductions were on the new construction up at Lennar, the building development up at 31 and 176. They're closing out, they're finishing up, so they're doing some price reductions to try and sell those final few homes that they have available. So that's a skewed number, I think, on the price reductions. In Cary, we only have 41 properties for sale, and only 7 of them have had price reductions. And 2 of those 7 price reductions were spec homes that were like way huge. I don't even know if those are going to sell. In Algonquin, we have 42 properties for sale, 9 price reductions. In Huntley, we had 39 properties for sale, only 9 price reductions there as well. And in Lake in the Hills, only 20 properties for sale with 5 price reductions. So we're seeing a decrease in number of homes that are having to do those price reductions. Most homes are selling at their current listed price. That is a very rapid sale. And a lot of them are having those multiple offers. So some of the things that I've been hearing my customers talk about is, this morning I had a client asking, I heard somebody talking about that we're going to have a huge increase in foreclosures. There's a lot of foreclosures, and people who bought their homes in 2021 are already underwater and they're losing money. And I'm like, those people have no idea what they're talking about. Don't listen to those people. They have zero evidence. They have zero data to point to any of those things. Because actually, right now, in Crystal Lake, we actually have 0 foreclosures. There are none that are available. Now, there might be some that are under contract, but we have no foreclosures that are for sale in Crystal Lake right now. Prices are staying very strong. So I think one of the things that people are worried about is they're worried about overpaying. I don't want to stay in my, or I don't want to go out and buy a new house because I'm worried about overpaying. Well, if you look at the trends and you look at the appreciation, we actually, right now, the median sales price and the average sales price are exactly the same this week, this year, as they were this week last year. So you're not overpaying. You're just paying what the price is going to be. And we don't anticipate prices going down anytime soon because we still don't have enough inventory. So let's get to that third eye. We talked about inflation. We talked about interest rates. Let's talk about inventory. We still have less than 1 month's inventory. We have 1 month's inventory in Crystal Lake. And what I've been talking about in all of McHenry County and the entire country is going to experience this. May 10th is when we're going to get that inflation reading, the CPI reading, that is going to indicate that inflation is coming down. This is all according to Barry Habib and Mortgage-Backed Securities Highway, who I always quote. Barry Habib is the economist of choice, who got the Zillow Crystal Ball Award 3 years in a row for most accurately predicting the future. That's why I look to him. I look to Lawrence Yun from the National Association of Realtors. He is the chief economist. And all of these people are saying that we are not going to see prices come down. And actually, interest rates are likely to come down in May. Right? So right now we're seeing mortgage rates increase. They are going up. The rate at which you are able to borrow money is going up. However, we still have low inventory, so that's meaning that prices are holding steady, and they are, I think, I'm seeing them go up in a lot of places. I know I had a home listed before I went out of town, and I listed actually while I was gone. We had multiple offers, and we have that house currently under contract for more than the list price. So I'm confident that prices are going to hold steady, and I think in McHenry County, they're going to go up just because we have such low inventory. And interest rates are likely to come down after May 10th. When that happens, if they go down into the 5s, which according to Barry Habib, they will, and potentially even, he thinks even maybe the high 4s. I don't know if that's going to happen by the end of the year, but interest rates are going to come down. And when that happens, with as low of inventory as we have, you can only guess what is going to happen to prices. Low inventory, low interest rates. We're going to have buyers come back to the market, and it is going to be crazy time again. So I'm encouraging all of my buyers to get under contract before May 10th. I think that after May 10th, it's going to be very hard to get a property under contract. I think there's going to be multiple offers in every single situation. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who have been on the sidelines waiting for prices to come down or mortgage rates to come down, and they're all going to return to the market seeing an opportunity in May, and it's going to be nuts. So a couple other things I wanted to bring up when I was traveling. I talked to a lot of people from different parts of the country, and when I told them what they could buy in McHenry County, what a home costs here, what our average home cost is, our schools, our communities, all of the things that we have to offer people who live in our communities, people repeatedly said, sounds like we need to start talking about moving to McHenry County, Illinois, because it's so affordable. Around the country, I know that if you're living here in Crystal Lake, or you're living here in McHenry County, in Cary or in Barrington, or wherever you're living, you might feel like things have gotten so expensive. You need to keep in perspective that prices are coming down in California because they are so incredibly unaffordable. You can't buy in a lot of parts of the country right now. It is extremely difficult to get a house that is anything under $500,000. So the fact that here in McHenry County, in the suburbs of Chicago, that we can get a nice home for $500,000 is a huge, huge benefit. So keep that in mind, even when things seem so expensive. I know they seem expensive, and they are. I know that it's more expensive than what we've had in a long time, but you have to keep in mind that things are only getting more expensive, and we do live in a great part of the country that is more affordable. And the Midwest, in many, many of the reports that I'm hearing from Lawrence Young today, he was talking about the Midwest and the South, because we're more affordable, our prices are staying robust, our market is staying strong. We are not seeing foreclosures. We're not seeing any of those things that they're seeing in other parts of the country. And actually foreclosures aren't happening really anywhere because everybody has more equity than they've ever had before. So it's a very strong market. Trying to time the market is almost impossible. So if you're waiting for mortgage rates to come down, or you're waiting for prices to come down, or you're waiting for the right time to buy, is it a good time to buy? Is it a bad time to buy? Timing the market is almost impossible. So if it's the right time for you in your life, and if you've got things going on that is going to help you to move, then I encourage you to give me a call, and I will would love to help you navigate the process. I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate. I'm at 815-529-0777 or mirandaaltteam@gmail.com, or you can always message me here on social media. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.